Hey, honey, there's a nail sticking out of the gate.
Hammer time. Go with the flow. It is said if you can't prove it.
Hey, honey, can you hang up this mirror? Honey, the car's making a funny noise.
Oh, shoot.
Hey, nice shirt.
Wow, thanks. That's a pretty cool looking shirt too.
Thanks, I love it. So we've heard that if all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. So where are we going with that?
Right. So you see that happen, around chores and all that kind of stuff, and it ends up messing a lot of what's going on up. But you also see that in how we execute. So common thing, you've got a group who predominantly does waterfall, and they can't imagine another paradigm that could possibly work better. And those of us that are Agilists point our fingers and mock at them like, hey, think outside the box. There's other ways to do stuff. But I also see that in the Agile community. Lots of times I'll hear someone who's very, very familiar with SAFe say something like, SAFe is all you really need. But they don't really have a lot of exposure to other methodologies. Or maybe someone who's a super duper Kanban enthusiast will say, wow, Kanban's really all you need. There's nothing else really necessary. And that may be true in some contexts. Kanban's all you need. But it's good to have a bigger toolkit. So if you know SAFe, go out and explore Kanban. Or if you know Kanban really well, take a class in XP and get some learning around that. So a lot of different ways to expand the toolkit on that.
Yeah, exactly. So what are some other options then, some other tools that we can incorporate?
Right, yeah, so we're pretty familiar with SAFe broadly. You'll see a lot of people who are familiar with that when you go to conferences. Scrum, of course, has been around since 2001. Kanban, even longer than that. Extreme programming, those are kind of four big methodologies a lot of people are familiar with, but there's loads of other stuff out there. Crowdocracies, you ever heard of one of those?
I haven't.
Kind of cool, interesting way to think about organizational governance. There's exponential orgs that can really burst capacity and scale extremely fast in that one.
Less?
Yeah, I've heard about less. Have you heard of less huge? Which is kind of a funny oxymoron because it's like really big, less, not less. But anyway, that's an interesting one. Liquid orgs, another cool one out there you could study about. Ken Schwaber has Nexus, so those of you that are Scrum fans might be familiar with that or would at least want to research into it. Teal organizations, another one that you'll start to see some writing about, starting to get some more thought around what it means to be a teal org, and there's loads of others out there. As a matter of fact, on our website, agileoctane.com, we've pulled together a Word document with a lot of those, just leveraging some knowledge we got way back in Agile 2016, where a lot of these things were starting to get some familiarity and notoriety. So encourage you to check that out.
That's great. I love to learn and dig in and read articles and study, but what about connecting with other people? Face to face.
Yeah, and that's a great way to learn from other people's real experiences, even beyond just the book and web searches, all that kind of thing you can do. So we've got communities of practice on agileoctane.com for Scrum Masters, product owners, Agile coaches, all sorts of folks. You can go out there and actually just send me an email, danny@agileoctane.com, with what you're interested in, and I'll make sure you get an invite for that and you can attend that. A lot of those are via video call, Zoom, so you can actually contribute for that one and be a part of that discussion anywhere in the world, or at least anywhere there's internet connectivity with a decent bandwidth so you can get a video call out of that.
Yes.
So I encourage you to check that out. So again, dig in, research some other methodologies. Don't just stay stuck in one area. But as you get that, your toolkit's going to expand, and you'll find universal truths that might apply in every circumstance, but you'll also find ways to maybe adapt and grow things in a particular context that's a little different than other contexts you've been in.
Love that.
Awesome. Thanks for your time. Hope you enjoyed it, and look for more content on agileoctane.com.